Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you all. Kindly permit me to introduce myself. My name is Kemjada Jahba. My nickname is Data. I am 16 years old. I am a student in this school, and now I am a simple. I come from Stone, and I live here with my parents and my siblings. Well, books are great source of information and happiness. I read many books, but I would like to talk about my favorite book. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about a book that had a major influence on me. I am going to tell you about the name of the book and the author, what I remember of it, and why it is so significant to me. Funnily enough, I was thinking about this book only the other day. It is called The Adventures of the Little Wooden Horse. I don't know why I remember it suddenly, but I had to Google to look at the author. It is by Ursula Moray Williams. But I didn't know that when I first read it. As to how I first heard of the book, I can really say it is actually a student book, and I think it must have been chosen for me by my parents, as I don't remember actually buying it with anyone. And I don't think it's a birthday gift, or it would have had a inscription in this one cover. The cover I had was directed Happy paperback with an orange cover and published by a then famous book company called Talking Books. It had a picture of fully fashioned Hollywood horse on the front. And the horse had a cylindrical body and straight legs fastened on a board with 4 wheels on it. The horse had flowing mane and tail. In my copy was facing away from the reader, heading off on its adventures. The story was so sad. The little horse in the title was a toy horse, originally supposed to be sold by its maker. And the little wooden horse is very loyal and wants only to stay with his uncle Peter, who crafted him. However, sadly, the toy maker is forced out of the business as mass-produced toys become available, and the little horse sets off to try and make his fortune, so the two of them can stay together. Terrible things happen to the horse. He is sometimes lonely and unhappy, and eventually so, he does make his fortune and return home only to find the toy maker has gone it. It is heartbreaking. In the end, the little horse and the toy maker are united by chance, and there is, at last, a happy ending after a harrowing set of adventures. The reason this book is important to me is that it is the first book I remember really wanting to read for myself. My dad and my mom would take turns to read me just one chapter at night, but there were lots of chapters, about 20 I think. I was so upset not knowing how the story would end if one chapter was finished. And the poor little wooden horse was left in distress. I could read a bit, but not that well, and not well enough to read suddenly in my head. Anyway, one night, after my parents had closed the book and left me alone, I carried on reading all by myself. And I had read aloud, and the story was so sad. I was so sobbing as I read, which made it even harder for me to get the words out and finish the story. Even so, I carried on reading right to the end. Fortunately, the story isn't happy. I can still remember this. Even though I must have only been 4 years old at the time. I have never read the book as an adult. I am afraid if I did, and I found it wasn't very good or very well written, it might spoil the memory to me. And I prefer to imagine it as the most brilliant story ever written, even if that wasn't read off. So the book is special because it is the book that encouraged me to read, as well as probably my oldest memory.